everyone, this is back. It's Kamish, back with another team preview. This time it's Brandon and Chronic Master Deflator out of the south. Chronic joining or Brandon joining our league this year, a new owner in the south. Took over from Falcon Power, who just proved too inactive to stay in the league, which is too bad, but the Commish wants active owners. I want you guys checking this stuff regularly. It's only fair to everybody else in the league, and the Commish goes to a lot of work to make this an entertaining league. So, I just want to make sure that everyone has owners that are putting in their effort. So anyways, going into Chronic Master Deflator schedule, you saw it up on the board there. Week 1, he'll take on Krista and Storm. See a win for Brandon in that one. He's got better linebackers. For some odd reason, I think Superman's going to have a big game against Denver in a rematch too. So I think that'll play a factor. Week 2, taking on Chris and True North. See a loss there. It's going to be a tight game though. This one was a tough one to call. Both teams are fairly evenly matched, but I just think Chris is going to pull that one out. Week 3, as he does a tour through the North here, his third meeting against the North, he'll take on Milan in the 6-9. See a win for Brandon here. I think Dez is going to have a big game on prime time there, and I think that'll be the difference for Brandon to get the W. Week 4, he'll take on the Commish and Stars. And I see a loss there. The only reason I see a loss there for Brandon, it's a divisional battle, his first divisional matchup. I just think my IDPs are going to score a little bit better on the points than Brandon will get for sure. Week 5 versus George and Pack Attack. See a win there for Brandon. George's team's already fairly weak, and then factor that in that he's kind of crippled by the bye a little bit, so I think easy win for Brandon here. Week 6, he'll take on Ron and Steel Curtain. See a loss here for Brandon and Chronic Deflator. I just think Big Ben will find a way to lead Steel Curtain to victory in this one. Week 7, second straight loss here for Brandon as he takes on Luke and Too Good for a Name. Basically, the only reason, key players on the bye here for Brandon: Cam Newton, Dez is on the bye, Luke Kuechly. I think that's going to play a factor, and I think Luke will take the victory in that one. Week 8, he takes on Susan Fighting Geese. See a W for him in that one. Geese is crippled by the bye a little bit there in Week 8, and I think Brandon will use that to his advantage for a win. Week 9, another divisional battle taking on Danny and Alright. See a win there for Brandon. He's going to get the win with his entire backfield on the bye, if you can believe it. The only reason I think he's going to get the win is because Alright also has a ton of players on the bye, and I think that the wide receiver depth for Brandon will pull out a victory for him there. Week 10, he takes on Ryan and Deuce Bombers. Another W for Brandon there. Basically, Shady McCoy and Amari Cooper on the bye there for Deuce Bombers. Those are two key players for him, and I think that's going to cost him a W. Week 11, we already talked about this one in the previous team preview. He takes on Lucas and Green Lightning. Another win here for Brandon. It'll be 4 straight wins for him here. Just going back into this one, I already talked about it with Lucas and Green Lightning, but the big thing I noticed is he has Superman playing New Orleans defense, which obviously isn't that great. And Green Lightning has Sam Bradford taking on the Seattle Seahawks. So I think that's going to be the big difference there. And then week 12, again, another W for Brandon. He's taking on Luck Commander in a divisional battle. That's Mark. I think it's going to be a tight game. This one was a tough one to call. But Brandon obviously finishing off the season strong here in the prediction with 5 straight wins. And because of that, I predict him at 8-4 before the flex game. Obviously, Brandon took over Falcon Power. He had some really good keepers. Brandon Marshall, Dez, Lamar Miller, Cam Newton, all those guys were there already for Brandon. Personally, I think Brandon did an average job at best drafting, and I think he definitely was the beneficiary of taking over a great team that had some good keepers